I oppose the bill only to the extent it relates to part 3 thereof from clause 63 to clause 97 under chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, as also clause 1, subclause 1 and clause 1, subclause 2. Now, many eyebrows have been raised that being a partner of the government, why the Trinamool Congress is opposing this bill to the extent I have stated? Because I represent a party which is transparent. I am led by a leader who is transparent. And she has set an example in this country how to fight against encroachment of civil liberty, how to fight against abridgment of fundamental rights. And in the same way, we have been taught by heart that whenever there is any violation of any constitutional provision affecting the interest of the people or the state as such, then we must oppose tooth and nail. Now, I take this opportunity, sir, to invite the kind attention of the honorable members of this august House. The statement made by the Honorable Finance Minister on 27th of August, whereby the Honorable Minister desired that the members should express their opinion in regard to certain issues, among those one included that should one single act be provided for both the Lokpal in the center and Lokayukt in the state? That was a pointed question made by the Honorable Finance Minister on 27th of August. And participating in that discussion, I, on behalf of All India Trinamool Congress, categorically stated that we do not want such legislation, a central legislation which will determine the establishment of Lokayukt in the state. This should be left out for the state legislatures to decide. Otherwise, we shall be encroaching upon the legislative competence of the state legislatures. Now, I would like to turn to some of the recommendations or suggestions made by different eminent personalities as well as institutions before the standing committee set up, referred to by this august House. In the morning, the Honorable Minister for Personnel and Training moved this bill, and what his department suggested before the standing committee, I would like to read out from the proceedings of the standing committee. I may kindly be permitted to read that. Quote, set up strong Lokayukts in the states within the framework of the Constitution. Number one, the DOPT, Department of Personnel and Training, in its written comments on the issue has stated, inter alia, quote, the bill seeks to provide Lokpal at the center. At state level, the concerned state government has to consider setting up Lokayukt. So at the state level, the state governments will consider, not this House. This is the recommendation of the department headed by Mr. Narayan Swamy, Honorable Minister of Department of Personnel and Training. Now, my Lord, let me conclude.
You are asking me, he is not asking. Why you are provoking me?
He will have the opportunity.
Sir,
he will have the opportunity.
Sir, I need protection from honorable member.
It has come out of the bag, sir. The ministry is exposed.
Now, sir.
Because you get provoked. And you fall.
No.
You are also in my category.
No, Mr.
Yes, Mr. Roy, please continue.
No.
Please continue.
Nobody nobody should be happy or unhappy with my remarks because we are with the government. We are with the government. That is why we did not join the Jamboree outside. We did not join the Jamboree outside, where we have seen that on the Dharnaman, somebody was sitting in the middle. On the left, they are a left party. On the right, Bampanthi and Rampanthi, they joined hands. Both Bampanthi and Rampanthi. We do not belong to that clan. We do not belong to that. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. We did not interrupt. Sit down.
Touch their feet.
Sit down. Sit down.
Before that.
Now, what is the suggestion?
Prime Minister has
What is the suggestion? What is the suggestion made by an eminent former Chief Justice of India before the standing committee? I quote only few lines. Quote, my preference would be for a federal legislation. Justice J.S. Verma. My reference would be for a federal legislation because that is something which will ensure in uniformity. The state would be involved only in making the appointment, etc., etc., etc. Now, the eminent jurist, another eminent legal luminary, Mr. Harish Salve, what he deposed before the standing committee, I quote, we cannot sacrifice federalism. This is our stand too. We cannot sacrifice federalism because a group of people do not have faith in the state governments. If the law is to come in that form, then it cannot, in my respectful opinion, apply to the states. The states in entry 41, list 2 of the Constitution have the right to regulate their own services as any employer should. If the states have to govern themselves, it must be under their own law. This bill seeks to encroach upon that authority of the state to which we are opposed to. Now, the Ministry of Law, Department of Legal Affairs, my DMK friend has already stated, I am only quoting only one line. Only one line. Therefore, an enactment by the Parliament on this subject to provide for state lokaayuks in Lokpal Bill 2011 may not only amount to encroachment upon the jurisdiction of the states, but would also affect the federal structure of the Constitution. Ministry of Law, Department of Legal Affairs. This is their recommendation. Rajiv Dhawan, Mr. Rajiv Dhawan, another legal luminary of our country, what he said, I am quoting only one line, quote, bringing lokaayuks under the bill may be unconstitutional. It is certainly anti-federal. This is his opinion, not my opinion. Not only our opinion, but a legal luminary like Mr. Rajiv Dhawan, senior advocate of Supreme Court, before the standing committee stated, it is certainly anti-federal. Let the states decide what they want and how their chief minister should be toppled or not. Therefore, so many views and recommendations, suggestions came from different eminent personalities and institutions, including the governmental institutions, before the standing committee, which have not been taken note of. I am sorry to say, being a member of the standing committee, I had a very feeble voice, only one single voice. Therefore, my lord, sir, now I am coming to the next point. The next point is, suddenly the wordings came that Lokpal Bill will have to include additional chapters in order to prescribe provisions applicable for lokaayuks in the state, which will adopt the Lokpal provisions, mutatis mutandis for the state. Assuming this parliament has the power to enact, whether the powers of the state legislature should be taken away only because they have the power. Only because they have the power. They will take away the rights of the states. They will abridge the autonomy of the states. This is why my leader has directed us to oppose this bill to the extent it relates to Lokayukt. Now, two, three lines from the same recommendation when I'm in the proceedings of the standing committee. The arguments for preventing instability and those relating to national security or the image of the country do not apply in case of a chief minister. Image of the country do not apply in case of a chief minister. This is the wording. Chief minister outside the country. Is any chief minister outside the country? If the image of the chief minister is affected, then the image of the country is also affected. If a chief minister is put on trial, his or her image is denigrated, then the image of the country is also denigrated. This is my humble submission, which has not been taken note of. Now, previously it was the Lokpal bill only. On 27th August, we discussed about Lokpal bill. Certainly and surprisingly, it became Lokpal and Lokayukt bill. A new nomenclature has been inserted. My next point, sir.
Yes.
That
Time is going to be over.
Sri Manu Abhishek Singhvi ji, an eminent lawyer and also an honorable member of this house, he and many other honorable members have referred to international treaties, etc. Article 253, etc. Now my humble submission is that, being a member state of the United Nations, we know that in certain cases we ratify the international covenants on many issues. For eradication of corruption, we might have, I don't know, but we might have ratified an international covenant. But does that international covenant enforces upon the government of India to evolve such a mechanism which will abridge the federal structure of the Constitution of India? If not, the mechanism which was supposed to be evolved as per the statement of the Honorable Finance Minister on 27th of August should not have affected our federal character. We have moved so many amendments. We have submitted so many amendments. We request that those amendments be accepted. Delete the portion, part 3, from the present bill, existing bill, in its entirety.
Yes, conclude.
Delete part 3. Sir, I have a feeble voice, but the voice of dissent is also to be listened.
But a strong voice.
Voice of dissent is also to be listened, only because we belong to a minority party.
No.
That does not necessarily mean that we will not continue with our submissions. Kindly allow me some time. Because entire nation is looking at us.
See the board.
It is not only the case of West Bengal. It is not only the case of the All India Trinamool Congress. It is the issue of autonomy of the states. It is the issue of federalism of the country, which cannot be abridged, affected under any circumstances. If we do that,
Please.
if we do that, we shall be answerable to our future generation. We shall be answerable to the people waiting outside, looking at our face that what we are going to do today. Therefore, finally, I would request the government to delete chapter 3 in its entirety from this bill. And with these words, I oppose the bill to the extent I have stated.
Thank you very much, Sukhender Shekhar Roy. Professor Ram Gopal Yadav.